Welcome to the Satisfactory Beginner's Guide. I'm going to be starting a new playthrough. I do have a couple mods loaded, and those mods are just the mod loader, Sky UI, so I can keep it daylight, and Vanish Giraffer because the giraffe is annoying. If I see some more mods that don't affect the game, I'll install them, and I'll let you know. But for now, that's what we're running. So we're going to start a new game. I've been thinking of where to go, and I think for a beginner's guide, the grassy field is a great location. We're not going to skip the onboarding process. I'll kind of show you what to do from the very beginning. But what we are going to do is we're going to turn on advanced game settings, and the only thing we're going to do is disable arachnid creatures because I do not like spiders. Let's get started. Smooth landing.
Planetfall complete. Drop pod integrity nominal. Omni-situational exploration suit nominal. Pioneer acceptable.
Oh, I'm just acceptable? What garbage. Alrighty, here we are. It's a good intro to the game.
Congratulations. You are the third in your region to survive planetfall.
Only
Welcome
third.
To Massage 2, A, B, B, in the binary system of Akicha.
Cool. Well, here we are. In the grassy fields. I can't show you much yet. But the game's gonna try to run me through some tutorial stuff. So we'll just kind of run through them real quick. I do have an idea of where I want to start, and it's not there. It's down this way. So we'll start down there. I'll kind of show you where I want to be at. See, I was so turned around I didn't know where I was at that I'm actually at the edge of the world, which is exactly where I want to be. Because I wanted to be over here with... Hi, buddy. With these nodes right here. Yep. So if we look here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I believe there's 2 impure iron nodes up there. So this is a great location to start. So we just gotta take care of these guys. Hostile. Well, it is much later in the day now because I got interrupted. But anyways, we have a good location here with 8 impure iron nodes. We have quite a few things. What we want to do here is we just need to get 20 iron ore. You can get that pretty simply just by collecting this. Not a big deal. So up here there's the other 2 iron nodes just hanging out. We'll take out this guy here. No big deal. So yeah, we got 2 up here. All 6 are down here. Got limestone over there. I think we got another limestone over there somewhere. Hello. Well, that happened. Hello. So I think a good location for our hub is probably going to be right around here somewhere. It's up high. We're right next to a couple iron. I know the copper is right down here. So the copper is actually right down there. Yeah, up here should be a pretty good location for the hub. And this is just a temporary setup. It's not a big deal. So let's just drop it down. Doesn't matter where we put it. Yeah, so Ada's going to kind of guide you through everything. But usually I have her turned off. I guess I'm having her on today. I don't know. It's fine. It's not a big deal. So the way the game wants you to do this is you select Hub Upgrade 1, you select that, and then you go to the crafting bench, then you craft your iron ingots, and you can just press space, you don't have to hold it. And then once you get enough, you just sit here and you craft the iron rods, and then what you do is then you throw it in here, you hit the upgrade, and then everything upgrades, and Ada speaks to you. That's how the game wants to do this. Alright, now that Ada's done talking, you could go through and handcraft everything to upgrade the hub, but this might actually be a good time to just go exploring and find stuff. So I'm going to collect the blue power slug. You're going to want to find every power slug you can find. There's blue, yellow, and purple. So yeah, we'll collect another one here. There's a yellow power slug up there, but do you see those little bulbous towers? And then the green smoke looking thing? That's poison. You don't want to go in there. You'll die. I'll show you just for dramatic effect. But if I were to stand close enough, I start taking damage. You definitely don't want to stay in there. You die pretty quickly. But yeah, use this opportunity to collect as much food and as many resources as you can. You can collect wood and stuff, but I'm not going to right now. My goal is to collect food, Mercer spheres, which there's one right here. After I defeat this guy, he's a spitter. He launches stuff at you. So he's a long-range fighter, just so you know. Yeah, so basically the game's trying to tell you to preserve everything you find. This is a Mercer sphere here. You can collect it. And Ada will have something to say about this too. So out on your adventure, you might find stuff like this. Here's Caterium, for example. It's probably a good idea to collect this. Ada's going to tell me all about it. Here we go. So Caterium is similar to gold properties. And it'll be highly conductive to electricity. So it'll be used for electrical stuff later. We're not going to really touch it a whole lot right now. But it's good to collect it if you see it, because you'll need to research it for later. And even over here, there's quartz, this purple stuff here. So it's always good to collect this kind of stuff. Yeah, so a lot of things that you can collect kind of early off in the game will be useful for later. The more you collect earlier, the better off you'll be. The biggest thing we're looking for is crash sites. And I believe there's one just over here. Yeah, here's a crash site. Alright. So, there'll be a couple enemies guarding crash sites. This one just is pretty easy, but when you get to harder, more difficult areas, the enemies will become a lot more difficult. But these guys, you can pretty easily jump over and take them out. That's my best strategy for taking these guys on. I mean, I mess up sometimes. But yeah, there we go. They have a hard time hitting me if you just jump over them. There we go. So the reason why we want to find crash sites is you get items just sitting here. I mean, we got rotors, iron rods, cables, concrete. And let's see, what else do we have here? We got more concrete. We got reinforced iron plates. These are all, like, a little bit later in the game. But the most important part is now in 1.1, we can delete these. You can just get rid of these, and you get good resources from them as well. And then, maybe, if we're lucky, we can repair this, but we don't have 40 megawatts of power, so we can't really do that right now. And I don't have a map, so I can't mark it out. But that's why we want to find crash sites, because we can actually get a lot of good resources out of it. I mean, we got iron plates, we got rods, we got screws, we got wire, we got concrete. That's all really good stuff, especially this early. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of inventory space, so the next one I find is probably gonna completely fill up my inventory. But I'm definitely gonna find another one, and I'll show you that. I just dumped off some stuff at the hub, and I'm gonna go back out and explore. But I just wanted to show you something. If you slide jump this early in the game, you're actually going to pick up a ton of speed as long as you're going on flat land or downwards. As you see, it kind of stopped me there, but I can pick up a ton of speed just by holding C and pressing the space bar while moving forward. See how fast I'm going? This is crazy. Just as long as you're on flat land, this will work. And that's it for me. Okay, so down here is a yellow power slug. Now, I know it's guarded by a larger hog than what we've seen. So you can see over here, here's a hog that's actually a little bit bigger than what we've seen. He's a lot harder to dodge, too. Yeah, so this might be dangerous. My strategy for this is to try to jump to the side as he's running at you. And hopefully you can land some hits on him. There we go. So yeah, we just want to make sure we're kind of going around him. Alright, and you got to land quite a few more hits because he actually takes the hit. Yeah, so you want to kind of jump to the side as he charges you. And then just try to hit him. It's a lot harder than you think it is. Ow! Oh no. Alright, so if you're getting low on health, just eat. You'll gain health. The pale berries will give you 1 full bar. The nuts that you collect will give you half a bar. And there is one more. Oh my goodness, I'm failing. Okay, come on, buddy. Oh my goodness. Come on. Get over here. You're being a jerk. And he's down. He also gives you more hog remains. But yeah, so the pale berries that I'm holding here will give you 1 full health segment. The nuts will give you half a health segment. And there is one more. It's called a bacon agaric. It's a mushroom. That'll give you 2 full bars. This is why I have this mod here. I can turn this to daytime, pause the time. That way you can see all the time. So you can kind of see there's sparkles going down into the ground here. That's because there is power slugs underground. I'll show you where that's at. Okay, so where we were at was way over there somewhere. From that hole, you're going to come south as far as you can. Here's the edge of the world. You're going to find these gas pillars. And then there should be this here. There's a power slug up there. We'll get that later. But if you come in here, there's an entrance to a cave. Now, I don't play with spiders on. But if you play with spiders on, there'll likely be spiders in here. Because spiders tend to be in caves. I'm terrified of spiders, so I'm not going to do that. So there'll be no enemies in here for me. But if you come through this cave, there's 2 things in here. First thing is there's a Mercer sphere up there. And we'll go and get it. Mercer spheres are good to collect. Make sure you're doing that. And the second thing is you'll see a poison cloud over there. This could be dangerous if you don't have any food, but I do have food. So I'm going to go through this. Hopefully not die. I shouldn't. It's only 2 poison clouds. So I only took 4 damage there. If you come in here, there's a ton of blue power slugs. That's where we were seeing that over in that hole that we were in where we got the yellow power slug and fought that big guy. So this is a really good place for blue power slugs if you want to collect them. So I'm going to do that real quick. Alright, here's the bacon agaric I was talking about earlier. Collect one of these. It's got really good food properties. I would definitely recommend grabbing these if you can. So my best strategy for these guys is to fight them with distance, but we don't have any distance weapons right now, so we're going to have to fight them the way we know how. Running in close. Get these a little bit of parkour. Get a blue power slug. There's a few other blue power slugs around here, but they're kind of hard to get to. There is a Mercer sphere over here in this lake. So these you can really find just about anywhere. Oh, hello. Didn't expect to find one of these. Oh, okay, hi, buddy. Ow. Okay. This is a summer sloop. If you find one, you definitely want to collect it. Ada's going to tell us all about it. Alright, so we did find another crash site here, which is good. Got some wire, got some rotors, we got some screws. What else do we got? We got some reinforced iron plates, we got some concrete. And then, of course, if you bust these down, okay, my inventory is full. I'm going to get rid of leaves for now. I don't need it. But yeah, we just want to, oh, come on. Okay, we're gonna have to decide what we want and don't want. Yeah, if we just destroy everything, we can figure out what we want to keep and what we want to get rid of. Cables versus what else? I don't really need copper sheets right now. Those are really easy anyways. And then here, this is actually operational, so we can open this door and get ourselves a hard drive. These are important, and I'll show you why later. But for now, what don't we need? Honestly, we don't need cables. Alright, we made it back. We made quite the good haul already. I mean, this is pretty good just for running around, finding 2 crash sites. It's not bad here. So we're going to grab everything that isn't a resource. That and that. We'll grab all of that. These are going to be what we need early in the game. So, like I said, this is probably the better way to go about it because we need rods and plates. We already have it. We can upgrade. Wow, look at that. That was quick. We'll go to hub upgrade 3. We don't care, Ada. We can select that. Oh my goodness, we already have all that too. Boom. We don't care, Ada. Whoa. And then hub upgrade 4. Wow, look at that. We already have all of that too. Except for the iron plates. We ran out of iron plates. Not a big deal. Alright, we had enough for that now. Don't care, Ada. Don't care. Hub upgrade 5. Think we got all that. Easy. Don't care, Ada. Hub upgrade 6. Now, we don't have all that because we need more iron plates. And actually, we need a few other things. But if you really wanted to, you could go find some more hard drives. I might do that. Or you could handcraft them. But we got the hub upgrade 6 just like that. It really wasn't that hard. So I think I'm just going to collect the rest of the resources and then put them in the hub. I can actually put this in right away. And yeah, we'll get hub upgrade 6 done. And that's the last one, by the way. Okay, so we actually got some fairly useful stuff on our second really short trip. Got another hard drive, got some modular frames, got circuit boards, and another yellow power slug, and another summer sleep. So that's pretty good. We have enough stuff to finish hub upgrade 6. That's it. Hub upgrade 6 finishes the hub. We're done.
Upgrade 6.
So Ada's going to tell you all about it. It really doesn't matter. I am now a certified pioneer. Yay. And yeah, that comes down now. And that is pretty important because we will be sending stuff up into space through that. So now that that's there, there's a lot of stuff with the hub that we can do. We have power. We have customization. So we can customize our character. And there's a lot more. If you want to know more about the hub, I actually have a video titled Everything You Need to Know About the Hub in Satisfactory. Go check it out. And you will learn a lot more. But anyways, we have tier 1 and we have tier 2. Now that we completed tier 0, which is all the hub upgrades, we have these 2 tiers. Tier 2 we kind of want to wait on for a bit. We don't really have the capacity to do this. Tier 1, we want all 3 of these. But base buildings get you foundations and stuff, so you can actually build buildings. We don't need this right away. Logistics, that is something we need. We want to get splitters and mergers. This makes building factories a lot better. And then field research gives you the map. That's really good. And the object scanner, that's also really good. So, we'll do all of these, but the first thing I recommend is doing logistics. And if you have the materials, great. If you don't, you might have to handcraft a little bit, or you can set up like a small factory for it. So I think what I will do is I'll set up a factory for iron plates, because that is a 1-to-1 ratio. A 1-to-1-to-1 ratio using impure nodes. So I could sit here, use this impure node, and put one miner to one smelter to one constructor. I'll show you how to do that here. So what you're going to need is you're going to need an equipment workshop. You can put this anywhere. It really doesn't matter. And what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get some portable miners. And you have to handcraft these. It takes 10 hits to make one. I usually like to build a few because you'll be putting miners down a lot. I'm probably just going to start with 5. Because we don't have a whole lot of resources on hand right now. So what you can do with these miners, you can actually put them in your hand. And we kind of look at it for a little bit. And you can actually drop it on the ground. It'll kind of get up and look around and be like, what's going on? Huh? And then it will start mining for you. If you didn't go searching for hard drives or whatever, this is the way you could also get resources. But it extracts iron ore. And depending on the purity of the node, it depends on how fast this goes. We're only doing 20 per minute. It's really slow. We don't want to do that. That's boring. That's slow. What we can do in production tab, there's the miner mark 1, which requires... The miner mark 1 requires a portable miner, some iron plates, and some concrete. We have all that. Because we actually collected it. Doesn't really matter which way we put it. We just need to provide ourselves some space. And we're going to put it on ground because we don't have anything. And now we'll look in here. Let me just put this back in my hand. I'm going to hide it. You can press H to hide what's in your hand. In here it'll say, ignore this top number. This top number does not matter. Look below my mouse. That orange number right there. It says 30 per minute. That's the number we care about. 30 per minute. And in everything we do, that's the number that matters. Whatever the number is, and right after it, it says per minute. That's the only number we care about. This top number does not matter at all. It's only this number. So we have our miner. The next step is a smelter. So we kind of want to line it up behind the miner. And we can hold control and it'll snap. See how it's snapping? I'm holding control. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of space. I'm gonna put it right there. And I press 3 for the hotbar down. Oh shoot. You see the hotbar down in the bottom there. I press 3. That is a conveyor belt. We'll just drag it right in. And there we go. So remember, 30 per minute. We go to the smelter, we select iron ingot. It's 30 per minute. So that's perfect. Our miner outputs 30 per minute. Our smelter takes 30 per minute. And we get 30 iron ingots per minute. So what can we do with the iron ingots? Well, we can put it into a constructor. And again, I'll hold control. And it lines up. And we can say, let's just say iron plates. Well, this takes 30 iron ingots per minute, and we get 20 iron plates per minute. This number does not matter when you're trying to just figure out what the input is. We are only worried about the input. When we're looking how much we need to put in, that's where we look at the output. We're outputting 30 per minute. We're inputting 30 per minute. That's perfect. We don't have to change a thing. Now, we could make iron rods, but that's 15 iron ingots per minute. And our smelter outputs 30 per minute. So we could actually have 2 of these per smelter. But we don't have the ability to do that yet. So that's why we're going to go with just iron plates for now. And on the other iron node, we can set up iron rods. And now you also saw there's screws in there too. Screws require iron rods. We don't have to worry about that yet. So let's get this started. We got miner to smelter to constructor. That is iron plates. And then I usually like to put storage in the organization tab. There's a storage container. I usually like to slap some storage after it. And there we go. So this will hold all the iron plates that we make. Now all we have to do is power it. And I'm going to set up my hotbar slightly differently. I like having power lines at number 1. And I don't care for conveyor pole being number 4. That's how I'm going to set it up for now. I don't have anything else. So I will grab my power lines. I'll click on the machine. I'll drag the power pole wherever I want to. You can have 4 connections total. The rule of thumb is 2 machines per pole. So we can put this here. And then we need another pole, because we also need to power that. And then we could connect right up to there. We could. And I might. I'll do that. And now I need another pole, because now you see that says 4. And that will connect there. Now this is where we need leaves. This is where we need wood. So if you've collected leaves and you collected wood already, great job. I have not, so I need to do that. I'm going to go on a collection spree. Alright, so now I got almost 1,500 leaves and about 50 wood. I just collected bushes. You may be thinking, well, that seems excessive. Oh, my sweet innocent child. You have no idea. So it takes about 10 leaves to create 5 biomass. You can see I only make 660. And if I let this craft, we can only stack 200. As you can see, we only stack 200. We have a second stack. We have 2 biomass burners. That means we can only give each biomass burner a stack and a half. And it doesn't last very long. The biomass don't last very long. Now, I don't like to convert wood to biomass yet. I'll explain why in a future episode. But for now, we'll just leave the leaves because they're pretty easy to do. I don't need all of it, so I just need 2 stacks there. We'll drop a stack in each. These only output 20 megawatts of power, so we have a total of 40. That'll be more than enough for what we're doing. So now that that's running, you can see that's got a green light, which means it is running. Those have yellow lights, which means they're powered and they're ready to work. They just don't have the material needed to work yet. So we'll wait for the miner to start collecting, which it is doing. And now you'll see that light up to green, which means it is working. And now we see the iron ingots come out into the constructor. It's not working yet because we need 3 of them. Now we're starting to work. But let's look in here. We have 4, 5, 6. Perfect timing. That's why the bottom number matters, not the top number. We only care about the bottom number. So now we are producing iron plates automatically. We don't have to touch it. We just let that happen for a while. I'm going to go handcraft some iron rods and some wire because we need them. So instead of handcrafting things, I got pretty lazy and I went to search for hard drives. There's one right over there across the water. But in my search for this, I stumbled across a new enemy and I kind of wanted to show you the best strategy for taking this on. That is a hatcher. It spits out these bees, then the bees come attack you. But there's one very easy way to get around that, and that is to crouch. Hold C and walk up to it. Now you can jump while holding C, which allows you to move a little bit faster, but as long as you keep holding C, this guy will never open. And don't stand on top of him either. But I just want to show you, so you can get here and you can attack him. Nothing happens, right? You can attack him. But if I stand up, it opens up and these bees pop out and they attack you. Which you can attack the bees, which is good, but they do hurt. And now you get hatcher remains. Alrighty, I got everything I need. We can dump them in and send off logistics. That feels good. And that's the first one we send off.
Milestone reached.
And yeah, Ada will tell you everything you need to know about it. Don't worry. She likes to tell you. So now, with that complete, we can check on how much biomass we have. You can see we burned 6.67 per minute. That's quite a bit. And we're gonna be consuming more power because we're only taking 13 megawatts of consumption. We have a capacity of 40. So that's what we're doing there. Now, what you can do is you can middle mouse click on a building and it'll select what you got. So I did miner mark 1. I could do the smelter. I could do the constructor. We're going to go miner mark 1 because now we can actually do iron rods and screws. Now we do want to start making those here too. So we can only handle 30 per minute out of the miner. We just put a smelter at the end of it like we do. And we select iron ingots because we get 30 to 30. So 30 out of here to 30. And now we're producing 30 iron ingots. And remember, if you remember from earlier, I'll just plop one of these down. We just need 15 iron ingots for the iron rods, which is perfect. Because now I can place a splitter down. We want the orange line to be the input. We want the orange line facing the output of our machine. So we connect that. And now we can split the 30 3 ways if we want to. We could do 3 ways, but we only need 2. So we're going to put down 2 constructors. One here, one there. And we're going to select iron rods. And now we just connect this one here and this one there. And that's perfect. We got iron rods to both of them. And now we also want screws. Screws are pretty important. So we need another constructor. And we'll put that one right there. And we'll connect it. The reason... Oh, if we select screws, it takes 10 iron rods to make 40 screws. Now, I could have split this again because we're producing 15 iron rods, but we don't have a way to control exactly how much we produce. That comes later. So for now, we'll just do a 1-to-1. We'll have a little extra rods sitting in here. It's not a big deal. We can live with it for now. Later, I do want to make sure we don't do stuff like that. But for now, we'll make the storage container there. I don't have enough rods to make another one, but I will add that later. And this is where we start connecting power again. We want, and again, we're low on iron rods. So we want to maximize our usage here. And I'm going to break a rule here. I'm going to put 3 on the 1 just because I'm low on rods. But as soon as all this gets started, I can change this around a little bit. But we just want to get our machines up and running. And we can see what our max consumption is going to be. It's 34 megawatts of power. So no matter what, we will not blow a fuse because we have a capacity of 40. The only time we'll blow a fuse is if this runs out of fuel. So we just kind of wait. We can see iron rods are coming in perfectly fine. And they split perfectly. Nothing slows down. This is great. The splitter works as intended. Now that I have enough rods, I can place another storage container down here. And the screws can fill up the storage container. And we are producing iron. All the iron stuff, the basic iron is being produced. Now I do want to do another milestone. And I'd prefer to do field research right away. And this one's not too bad. We need screws, iron plates. We're producing all of that. In fact, I can just run over to my storage container, see how many iron plates we have. A lot. Submit that with the screws, but I also see we are low on wire. So we might just want to make a small copper factory. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Alright, so our copper is down here, just down the hill. Not a big deal. So we'll come down here and we'll start producing a copper factory. We want a miner mark 1. And these are impure, so it's 30. We're dealing in 30s. And then we want a smelter. So we'll just plop a smelter there, whatever, not a big deal. We're not aiming for beauty, we're just aiming for efficiency at this point. So this is very similar to iron, it's 30 to 30. And then we'll just plop down a constructor anywhere because we don't actually know what we need. It is 15 to make wire. That is good to know, because now we need 2 constructors for wire alone. We're going to plop them right there. Wire and wire. And then we can place a splitter. And if we hold control, we can line it up in the middle like that. The lines were showing us that we could. And there we go. So that is our wires. Now, there is an extra step. If we place a constructor after this, which I want to place it a little further away. Well, we'll just do this for now. We can make cables as well from wires. But as you can see, it takes 60 wire to make 30 cable. We're only producing 30 wire here. I need wire and cable. So we'll just have to live with the inefficiencies for now. But let's get this powered and up and running. Now, I don't like things clipping. You can clip if you really want to, but I don't enjoy clipping. So we'll do that. And we'll connect it in a way that makes me happy. So we haven't blown a fuse yet. But as soon as these machines start going, I can show you the max capacity here. We are consuming 55 megawatts. We're consuming 39.4 currently. As soon as the next machine turns on, we're going to blow a fuse right about now. There it is. So we blew a fuse. Just means we don't have enough capacity. It's not a big deal. So what we can do is we can go to our power tab, the biomass burners, which requires iron rods. Good thing I have some. And now we can just plop one down. These actually have an automatic input, and they also produce more power. They produce 30 megawatts instead of the 20 over here. So eventually, we want to replace these with these, but we just aren't producing enough yet, so we kind of have to rely on the other crappy ones. So we'll just drop some fuel in here, and then pull the fuse box, and everything should be working again. Because now, if you look at a power pole, we have a capacity of 70 megawatts, and we can only consume 55 total. So now we should start producing wires and cables. And once I have enough rods, I can make a storage building down there, which I have enough, so I'll go down there and build some storage. So I guess while we're waiting for the 300 wire, we could also set up a quick limestone factory. So all we have to do is find some limestone, which, by the way, if you don't know where anything is at, hold V. And by this point in the game, you should be able to search for iron, copper, and limestone. So if I did iron, it'll show me a ton over here. Look at that craziness. And then it'll show me a couple over there. Now if I did copper, it'll show me just these 2 over here. And then the next ones are going to be pretty far away. So there's 600 over there and 700 that way. So yeah, the copper is a lot further away. Now I'll wait for all of these to disappear. So limestone, if I scan, should see the 2 over there. We got one over there, and we got one with some other stuff over there as well. So the easiest one is obviously going to be that one right there. So do we have any power lines we can come off of? No. And this is why it's important to try to leave yourself some room off the power line. Actually, we do have one. Nice. So we will drag it over here. Like I said, I don't like it clipping, but it doesn't really matter if you do or don't. I'll drag it down there. And limestone's just a little bit different than iron and copper. It's actually a lot easier. So if we look over here, this is a normal limestone, which is nice. So we'll grab a miner. We'll aim it that way, sure. Limestone doesn't require much, so we're going to produce 60 per minute. It only needs a constructor. So if we just drag that in, and we want to power these right away because it doesn't matter. And we come over here and we select concrete. It's 45 limestone to make 15 concrete, so the ratio is a 3-to-1. We're producing 60 there, so it's not a big deal. We'll have extra limestone. And we will just plop down a storage container at the end of it. And that's all concrete is. It's really easy. Now, I can't do perfect numbers yet, because if I would have done this, I would have underclocked this to be 30, and then I could add 2 of these, and I would have had max efficiency from this one miner, but we can't do it yet. We have to get field research. Haha, that's right on the edge. That's terrifying. That is horrifying. We'll jump down here. I want that. Hello, buddy. You good boy. Okay. Let's grab this blue power slug. I remember the first time I played, I jumped down here and there was a bunch of spiders. Yeah, let's just say I never played with spiders again. Alright. Do you want to capture a lizard doggo? Don't we all? Throw some berries on the ground. He will come up there. Don't move. Just don't move. Let him eat. And once he eats, you pet him, he becomes your friend. And now we can name him. I'm going to name this first one after one of my dogs, Athena. And I'll pick up my berries again. And now, he will follow wherever we go. If I run over here, he follows. So I'll try to get him back to my base. Here's the other limestone, by the way, which is imp here. Don't want to use that one right now. But yeah, we want him to follow. Lizard doggos are very powerful. You'll be surprised at how powerful they are. If you pet him, you can actually see his inventory. He will pick stuff up randomly. And sometimes, the lizard doggos give you some crazy stuff. Maybe I can get an example for you, but yeah, he's gonna be giving us some crazy stuff. He's so cute though. You're so cute. Yeah, we got everything running now. We have limestone, copper, and iron all running. We kind of just have to let it keep going. Now, the problem with these lizard doggos is you can't make them sit and stay. They just keep running. And they will keep following you. And they will eventually get lost. So usually people will trap them so they stay. I don't have the capacity to do that yet. Let's submit base building. Now the thing is you can't submit anything else until the pod returns, and this one will be gone for 2 minutes. So we gotta wait for 2 minutes no matter what. I'm gonna go check on the wire. Alright, what did I tell you? I already lost my dog. Oh wait, is that my dog? Athena? Is that you? Athena, hi girl. And you can see there's a Mercer sphere over there. Now we have a way to get over there. So what we can do is we can go to foundations. This is where I set up my hotbar. I will set up 1 meter ramp on number 4 and a 4 meter foundation on number 5. So that's what I do. But look, I got Athena. And I got enough stuff for the milestone. We can submit field research. There we go. Now Ada will tell you what this is all about.
Milestone.
I really don't care because I can explain it to you better than Ada can. Take that, game. Yeah, so base building basically gives us foundations and walls and a lookout tower. Logistics gives us mergers, splitters, and lifts, and some statistics on your buildings. And field research gives us the map, the molecular analysis machine, or MAM for short, the object scanner, personal box, personal storage box, and 3 more inventory slots. So we actually got quite a bit of inventory now. But the MAM is actually an important piece, which I don't have enough wires for, because of course I don't. But we also have the map. If you press M, you can see the map. And now I can actually add map markers. So if I remember correctly, this is where the yellow power slug was. And the entrance to the cave that I showed you is right here. So we went all the way through here. That's where the cave is. Now what's nice about this is I know there's a hard drive here. So I can add a plus here and I can change the icon. I'll say storage crate. Sure, that's fine. I don't have anything for crash site. Oh, I guess I could do... No, not drone. Drone doesn't make any sense. I'll just put an X there. Let's do that. And I can say this was one modular frame, because that's a crash site. And you can change whatever you want on here. It doesn't really matter. Then you hit apply. And now that's sitting on the map. And I'm pretty sure there was something over here too. I think it was like right in this area. I think we had this. I believe it was right here. And this was 40 megawatts. And I'll put an X there because I haven't done it yet. And there we go. So that's how you use the map, basically. As you can see, we're on the way south edge of the world. The map goes way up here. We can't see anything yet. We haven't explored it. That's also the harder part of the world, too. But I also forgot, since we have walls now, I like to put walls at number 8 on my hotbar. And this is where I can trap Athena. Now I can trap Athena. So I'm going to put wall here. It might be easier if you actually do a foundation. So I'm going to do a 1 meter foundation. Put a wall here, here, and here. And now I need Athena to come in here. There you go. Good girl. And we do that. And now Athena's trapped forever. And we can put a ramp right there. Hi, Athena. Come back to me when you found something, okay? Alright, to wrap up this video, we're going to talk about the MAM. So if you click into there, we have a whole list of things we can do. So let's say we do alien megafauna. We can research some of this. I got to grab the alien stuff. So we can go in here and we can research the hog research, since we have it. And then the hatcher, Ada's gonna go crazy talking. She gets really annoying, by the way. So just ignore Ada for now. It's not a big deal.
We research and development is exactly why the Save the Day program exists.
She gets pissed when you research quick. Oh man. So I'm pretty sure in alien megafauna, you have to scan every single enemy. So if you have spiders enabled, you have to scan them, you have to kill them. But since I disabled them, it allows me to skip that step and I can move on to the next one. But in order for me to do that, I actually have to produce, what, 5 proteins? Now you want to save proteins, but we do have to produce 5 of them, so we'll produce 5, and we want to save the rest for later, and I'll explain that in a future episode. But we'll start research here, and we can start producing alien DNA capsules. Those are really good.
Research
I'll explain
completed.
in a future episode
Alien
again.
protein can now be turned into biomass or alien
So
DNA
we also have
capsules.
alien technology.
In addition to being
Okay,
used for
Ada,
research, the
stop it.
invaluable alien life form data in
We
these
want
capsules can be
to do
traded for
Mercer
fixed
sphere
coupons
analysis,
at the awesome sink.
because this will allow us
We
to
guarantee
scan
the
for
best
Mercer
capsule
spheres,
to coupon
and
exchange
same with
rate
summer
anywhere on this
sloops,
planet.
because this will also allow us to scan for summer sloops. We don't have any SAM yet,
Mercer sphere analysis
so we can't do
completed.
anything there.
Established local planetary
And
signature
that also
of
means we
massage
can't
2,
do
AB,
anything beyond
B,
that.
in the local Mercer sphere
In
signals
Caterium,
allow
we got
one to be
Caterium,
tracked
we
by
can
the
do
object
something with
scanner.
this.
Mercer spheres can also transmit data between specific.
And then we also want to get Caterium ingots. Okay, Ada, you're going nuts. I'm trying to do a video
arguing
here.
the existence of intelligent alien life. While Fixit has figured out the method, all of the
So yeah, you
original
kind of
data
just go
is still
through here
untranslatable.
and start scanning everything you have. And this is why you want to collect things.
If you are confident you already understand the new technologies you are about to use, by all means, learn the hard way.
Yeah, you can listen to Ada talk
I
about all
wonder,
this
Is
stuff.
it that you're eager to please, impatient, or very efficient? I have my theory.
Oh man, she's
Very
sassy.
efficient. Also,
Oh, I love pissing her off. It's so funny. But here, we can go in the power slugs. We can start researching some of the power slugs we have. Now, this is where it gets good, because we want the overclock production.
this semi
This right here is important. But what we need to do is fucking skip Ada. Holy damn. And then make 1 power shard. We want to save these again. We want to save them. But we go here, do overclock production. And let that happen. Shut up. We can also do yellow power slugs. That's good. Waiting for her to start talking. Shut up. Okay, and then we also want slug scanning. That's a pretty good one too, but we'll get that a little later. Now we'll do quartz. We have some quartz. And we want to do both of these.
The crystalline mineral was a previously unknown Not listening to instructions means you waive Fixit's responsibility for any accidents or misuse of these technologies.
She's pissed.
I will now assume you are an expert and judge your use of these technologies accordingly.
Yeah, she's pissed. She just wants to explain it, and I'm not letting her. Oh, that's funny.
This unknown chemical
Alright,
element.
we're skipping that. So, we're almost there. I just want to get the rods, wires, and screws. And we blew a fuse. I wonder why. It's because we're out of fuel. I had a feeling that was coming soon. We don't have a lot left, but we can split it by right-clicking. And now we can drop it in here. Turn the power back on. And hope it lasts just a little bit longer while we try to do some research. Yeah, I'm going to have to do a little collection, a run of materials again, of leaves. Not a big deal. It's just going to take some time. Ouch. But I wanted to do a couple more things in the MAM before we finally end the episode. Alright, so we can research in power slugs. There is slug scanning. This is really good. So we'll just stop Ada from talking. Last thing in the MAM that we want to cover is hard drives. So you see I have 3 hard drives here. We can start scanning 1 hard drive. It takes 10 minutes. That's going to take a while. We'll let that get going. You can't research anything while that's going, so that's why I wanted to do all the research first. And I will put everything away because we don't want to be touching anything. And we want to go on a leaf collection run. But before we do that, we can put down... No, we have the equipment workshop. So here, we can actually get an object scanner. Now this thing's pretty cool. We'll make one of them and drop it in our hand. Yep, I had a feeling. So if you hold left click, we can scan for quite a few things. So we can scan for a power slug. And when you're looking at a power slug, actually we have one right below us. That's insane. But if you're looking at a power slug or in the vicinity of one, it'll kind of point you in the direction of it. Now we can do that for Mercer Spheres as well, because the nearest one is right across the way. And we can do that for Summer Sloop, but we are not in the vicinity of a Summer Sloop, so we are getting nothing. So object scanners are very important. I would use them if you can. I would get it early too, if you go hunting for stuff. But for now, I need to go hunting for leaves and wood, which I can just grab from around here, honestly. And get some more biomass so we can continue to produce stuff. Oh, look at that. Athena did give me something. She gave me a power slug. That's pretty good. Not the best thing, but it's good. And I need to get more leaves and wood and stuff because, oh my goodness, I'm consuming a lot. Alright, power crisis averted for now. We'll double check to make sure Athena doesn't have anything. She does. She has heat sinks. I'm not going to need that for a while, so once we get the sink, I will probably sink those. And we also have our hard drive scan completed, which Ada is going to tell us all about it, and I don't really care for her to. So once you scan a hard drive, it will go into this hard drive library. You can build up as many as you want. Now, unfortunately, it gave me 2 different wire recipes. That being Caterium wire and fused wire. Now, I don't like either of those options. The one I'm looking for is cast screws. That's the best one in the game. One of the best ones. It's definitely the best one early game. You can rescan your hard drive, but you can only do it once. So I'm gonna roll the dice. It's not what I wanted, but the 6 inventory slots is pretty nice. I'm not going to touch it yet, because what I'll do is I'll just scan another one. And in 10 minutes, it will not be able to select between these 2. So we eliminated 2 from the pool. And we'll have more options to pick from, and hopefully we get cast screws. I probably should have done it before I did all that research, because now the pool includes Caterium, it includes quartz, it includes, doesn't really include anything in sulfur, but it includes quartz and Caterium stuff. Probably wasn't the smartest thing to do what I did. Oh well. But anyways, I think we should leave it there. In the next episode, we'll cover Tier 2. Definitely part assembly. That's going to be an important one to start on. And then obstacle clearing is going to help us with power. And then the resource sink, that's going to be a good one to do. And then logistics mark 2. This is only useful if you have peer nodes. We don't have any right now. We're fine. We don't need to worry about this. What we also need to start worrying about is the space elevator. And as you can see, it requires a lot of materials. So by the end of the next episode, I would like to get the space elevator built. And hopefully, we can build these smart platings so we can move on to phase 1. But it's locked right now. And I'll show you what to do in the next episode, so hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know if I missed any tips and tricks to help get through the early game. If you enjoyed, consider subscribing, because I do plan to go through the entire game. This is going to be more of a beginner's guide kind of style, so that you can learn how to play the game like I do. I'm an engineer, so I like numbers, I like crunching numbers, I like getting everything precise. And hopefully, I can help you learn how to play the game more efficiently. Just like Fix It wants. Alright. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next episode.